This is Duke University.
When I began at DuPont 10 years ago, in 2004, I think most corporate leaders thought about sustainability in terms of the imprint their company had on the environment. So what were the emissions coming out of their manufacturing plants? What was coming out of the water effluent? How did that impact the environment? And most businesses were focused on reducing that. I would say most businesses that cared about sustainability, right? In the past 10 years, that has changed. I think people have a much broader view of sustainability, and it has shifted to how can what I produce improve society's sustainability. And so it's gone more from a footprint reduction to an opportunity. How do I grow my business by bringing products that are going to make society more sustainable? So what can we do to make photovoltaic cells, solar cells, more easily accessible, cheaper, more efficient? Those kinds of questions and challenges. And I think the corporate mindset has changed again from looking internally to looking externally. If you had asked many companies 10 years ago, what is a stakeholder? You would have gotten a list of people who think like they do. All right. So if you asked a bunch of folks in our agriculture business, who are your stakeholders, they would have started with farmers, the Farm Bureau, some of the trade associations that tend to have our similar mindset. I think what has evolved over the past, I'd say 20 years, not 10 perhaps, is that corporations are realizing that stakeholder group has to include people who don't agree with them, who might see the world differently, who have some concerns about what they're doing. And that group of stakeholders they need to seek out and bring in because it's some of those voices that are going to have as big an impact on their freedom to operate or freedom to market as their allies will. Corporate sustainability is dramatically changing. 10 years ago, we focused on our footprint. Now we're focusing on the market. The list of concerns that civil society care about is growing. So, 5 years ago, DuPont wasn't asked very much about its human rights policies. Now we get asked that constantly. 5 years ago, we weren't asked that much about what was the embedded greenhouse gas production of our products or the embedded water use as we bring some of our products to market. And we are asked a lot about that today. So I think that the expectations of what society expects from companies like DuPont that are bringing products to the market is changing. You see today in the run-up to the Paris conference on climate change, which is, I think, next December. The focus is not just on what are the governments going to do, but what is industry going to commit to do. So I think that what I'm seeing is as global governments may be less effective at solving environmental issues or sustainability issues, you're seeing a shift of society from wanting industry to solve those problems, to kind of step in where they used to expect government to address something. There's now an expectation about what is industry going to do. And I think that shift to the social responsibility piece of or expectation around corporations is just going to grow. When I think about what corporations should do better in terms of sustainability, I think we have to get much better at quantifying the societal benefits that come from our products and do it in a very transparent way and allow people to judge whether they think that is good enough. So I think in the area of sustainability, people are getting a little tired of being told this is a green product or this is a sustainable product. I think industry needs to get much more comfortable saying, if you use this product, you will reduce your energy by X%. And the customer or the value chain can say, that's really good. right? So it's understanding how to do that life cycle analysis, put it in terms people can understand, and being very transparent and open about the benefits of those products. I think the global environmental issues present actually opportunities to business, not risk. And so why do I say that? I think the planet has huge environmental challenges. Feeding a population of 9 billion people by 2050 is going to be impossible if we don't find new technologies to do it. Providing energy and housing to that population is going to be impossible if we don't figure out more sustainable ways to produce and use energy. So when I think of the environmental risks, I don't see them to business. I really see them as opportunities to business.